All right, it's the Janitas Kaaos TV live stream, and today we have Sharon from the band Within Temptation ready to join the stream. They always say the third time's a charm, so let's see if it works this time with the internet connection as I play the intro music rock and roll. All right, there we go. Intro is done, and now all we need to do is bring the lovely, beautiful Sharon in so we can speak to her about the new single release that just came out today, which we're all excited to hear about. So I will wait for them to join the streams, and in the meantime, thank you all for joining the stream. It seems like a lot of people are already in the chats. Mikarintu, Joey, Nanjararar, Turu. Oh, here they are. They're in the house. They are in the house. Let's invite them in. I think it's going to work this time. They say third time's a charm, so hopefully that's going to work. Third time's a charm. That's what I'm hoping for. And we will see. Yeah, third time
so
is a
sorry.
charm.
I still hear the other chaos variation of what you're having.
Yes.
It's strange because I can still hear it on my telephone. It's still playing in the background.
Oh no. Okay.
Yes,
well,
it is. I can hear it finish all over.
Well, luckily, I'm speaking in English today, and I'm very excited to have you on.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I want to say thank you very much for joining us today. We've been looking forward to the stream, and it's fantastic.
Too.
And what part of the world are you in currently?
I'm now in the Netherlands, so I'm in Europe.
Nice.
Yes.
So the band Within Temptation, you guys have a new single release today.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to hearing about that. And I got a whole bunch of photos, but I guess this is the album cover work.
Yeah, that's the single cover work. Yes, totally.
Yeah.
One I'm very proud of because it's totally how we like our artwork. So it turned out really well to our own taste. I'm very happy with this one.
Yeah. And actually, a lot of people, I asked a question earlier today as we were promoting the stream, and some of the fans have been asking questions about some of the artwork. So let's see. This one says, what does this artwork mean? So is there like a meaning behind the artwork?
Well, this artwork is a part of our stage design. And it already was, and we eventually took that to we'll give it a face to visualize the feeling of the purge.
Okay, so this is part of your set design for your live performances.
Live performance. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and as we've noticed, you guys have quite the live shows, and here's some photos of some of your old previous shows. You know, looks like there are tremendously large and intimate crowds with tons of good emotions and good energy. So tell us how you feel currently with the state of the situation where, of course, you can release singles and you can release videos and you can go on live streams and do all that, but performing these big concerts, these big live shows right now is, for everybody, is being held back right now. And how does that feel for you guys? I mean, how are you guys working through that?
Well, we miss it, of course. That's first of all, especially because we're used to two sides of life, like the normal family life that everyone has, a normal life, but also the life on tour is a big part of what we do. When you look at a year. And so we miss it very much, miss the contact of having interaction with our fans, but also with each other as a band, and the crew who is also a big part of our team, of course. It goes from, we know everybody. It's not just the band, but it's also the crew, the people that work for us for every show, but also the drivers, the catering. We see them every day. It's a group that doesn't change that quickly, because people work for us for a long period of time, so like for a lot of years, and most of them. So not seeing them and being, you know, hoping to see each other again at a certain point again, and then not seeing each other is really missing each other. And and not being able to do what you love most, of course, because it's not only bread on the table for me. It's my passion.
Yeah.
So it's so much more than work, you know.
Yeah, and in Finland it might be a little different here. I know I'm also in a band as well, and we've had our opportunities to play summer festivals, and even up until recently, there've been some
Oh,
shows.
really? Wow.
Yeah, but what's it like in the Netherlands? Are they kind of shut down right now? Like, are all shows canceled?
Everything is postponed or cancelled.
Okay.
So we're not, and what you do see is a different, is like they make, try to make like small shows. Of 20% or 10% what you normally have in a big venue is allowed, and everybody's really far away, and everybody who has done such a show says, well, it doesn't have the same atmosphere, it doesn't bring the same ambience um, to what we normally used to. And so yeah, knowing I'm not looking forward to doing anything like that. So there are shows, there are some things that can continue, but that's not our preference. And I think also it's a bit difficult for us because we have a whole almost sold out tour coming up, and then it's really strange for us to sell new tickets for shows that are, you know, people are still waiting for to see the ticket. They bought tickets, so so
Yeah.
it doesn't feel right to not have done that yet and then already start selling new kind of tickets. But you know, it's for some people it's a way to make ends meet, and I don't judge that, but it's more like for us it's not something that we want to do.
Yeah, of course. We all don't want to do that. And like I like to say, I've interviewed over hundreds of bands in the past few months here on this live stream. And you know, one thing that we can do, of course, we can't perform live depending on where we're at in the world, but we can do things like coming onto these live streams. And I really appreciate and commend the
Yeah,
fact that you're here with us today, talking about the new single. You're keeping yourself out there. You're keeping yourself relevant, and that is something that us bands can do
yeah,
if we
totally.
can't play shows. And also, you know, I like to say that promoting and kind of keeping up with the band. So like if you like the new single, The Purge from Within Temptation, don't just listen to it, but if you like it, also share it with your friends, because that also helps spread the word for the new song. And a lot of these venues are starting to have a lot of trouble and are starting to close down. And I'm talking not the huge arenas that we see here in the picture, but I'm talking about the smaller, more intimate
Yeah,
venues.
yeah,
And by supporting bands like Within Temptation and some of the smaller up and coming bands, it'll allow those venues to possibly stay open for when the
yeah,
doors do open back up, the
yeah,
bands that are being supported. So I like to say that. And also your merchandise, you know, by supporting a band, you can listen to their single, The Purge, you can share it with your friends, or you can also get merchandise from the bands. And this is Within Temptation and every other band, because
yeah,
right now we
yeah,
need this more than ever. As you know, I mean, you could tell us, I mean, the bands are doing their best right now to
yeah,
stay afloat, and
yeah.
every one person helps, I think.
I totally agree, and I think holding on to your ticket is probably the if possible for people to hold on to your ticket, not to, because that will ensure also people that are sitting at home, not able being to work, and I'm not talking about the bands directly, but also people who work for us, like crew and people for venues. It will ensure them also that there is work when the pandemic is under control, more or less, you know. So there will be still a venue to be play at also, and also there's still people that well, you know, that things can continue. I hope there will be like still the bus companies. I'm also worried about that, because you know, all these companies that drive you everywhere, if they go, you know, broke, then you don't have any bus companies anymore. It's how are you going to go from A to B, and you know, everything's going to change. So we need
Yeah,
everybody in the circle of life of this music industry.
that's true. And like I say, It's not just the big bands like Within Temptation.
No.
It's everybody. It's from all the smaller bands to the bigger bands, because, like you said, all these other people, all these other entities are waiting for the support for when the doors open. And if some of the bands start calling it quits now, because
Yeah.
it's very frustrating, and I understand, but
Yeah.
then it's going to make it so much harder for everybody else to continue to move forward. And that's
Yeah,
why, again,
totally. Yeah, I
I think it's
totally
great
agree.
that you came on today, and it's awesome. So, because I'm in Finland, I really want to
Yes.
and we'll get back to the purge, because I want to.
No
This is
problem.
what we're here for.
Of course,
You did
no
a
problem.
video with this lady here.
Yes, Lady
So can
Tarja.
you? And actually, I want to ask you something, because we have a big Japanese following here on the Kaaos TV,
Oh,
and
really?
it's
Hello,
all due to
Japan.
my yeah. It's all due to my partner, Hiro. She writes for the biggest online music publication in
Oh,
Japan. And
cool.
she had a couple questions for you. If you
Okay.
don't mind, I can ask you.
No, no problem at all.
Okay. So she says, Tarja Turunen was a great vocalist on the song Paradise. What about us? And Tarja was also on stage with your band, for example, at Masters of Rock last year. How did that collaboration come about?
Well, we've had a lot of featurings on our songs, and how we go about it. And also in this case, we look at the song and then we felt like, okay, it's nice to do this as a duet. And because it was a typical, a particular kind of song, and we felt like it would be nice to have more an operatic voice on it, and I can do that. But then the idea came up, like, oh, why not do it with Tarja? Because she has this beautiful voice, and you're both in the scene. We've never done anything together. Let's do this collaboration. That would be amazing, because she has the voice that we're looking for on this song, and together us, ladies ruling the stage for the video and everything else. It could be very cool, and it's nice for fans and everything. And but first of all, it goes for us. The choice is always music-wise. It's like, what kind of voice does someone have, and what will bring to the music. And she brought a lot to the music, and it's just a perfect combination for this song, I think. And we had
Okay.
a lot of fun. I must say, we didn't meet before that time, although we've been in the scene both for many years. But until that time, we're always playing on the same festivals, but then on different days. And of course, sometimes you do play at on the same day. But then, there's so much promotion, you don't always get to see everyone that you want to meet. And but I'm really happy that we got in contact with each other because of this, because we became good friends after that. And every time when we were playing somewhere and she's playing there as well, we try to climb on stage with each other. And I did some things for her as well on a Christmas album and other stuff. So it's fun, and it's nice to join forces, especially I think with ladies in metal, which are still quite rare, although you have a lot of bands with ladies nowadays, but still, it's good to join up.
Yes, and actually, I've had quite a few ladies. I've had Lena Scissorhands. I've had Jennifer from Dust and Mine. I had Talia on last week.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, I didn't know you did. You worked on her Christmas thing that she just put out. That's cool.
No, not this one. Was before, the one before.
The one before it.
Yeah.
Okay, and I like the point that you brought up, that you don't want to just bring somebody on just because they're whoever they are. That you had a reason, like you were looking for a certain voice
Yeah.
to fill a spot that you wanted, that in your mind that you wanted to fill. So you kind of asked her because that's what you needed. You didn't ask her because you thought that it would be good to get her to collaborate.
No. Because
Yeah.
we get the question always from, especially from magazines, like, okay, who would you like to have next featuring? Because you have had so many featurings, and then because I can understand the question, but it's always like, it doesn't work like that, because it needs to start with music. Otherwise, it doesn't ever become how you want it to be eventually, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we have this video here. This looks like an interesting video. You want to tell us a little bit about this one?
Yeah, this is Entertain You. This is the previous video we did.
Mm-hmm.
And it has a social topic it's more like, you know, that a lot of people are different in our society, and there's just certain people that always get picked on. And we had a lot of discussions here in the Netherlands because a boy got killed because he was he was a homosexual, and was from an Islamic background, and it started a whole discussion about homophobia. And I've got a lot of gay friends, and it really, and I've had, because of my friends also, you hear stories, and I can relate. Being, you know, as a kid I wasn't always the most popular in school, so it, you know, if you know that feeling, being excluded from something, it doesn't matter for what reason, if it's religion, because of your sex, or because of your whatever reason, stupid reason. And that's the reason why I wanted to write this song, and also because I think there is a beauty in being different, and that's why this song is also very important to me.
Okay, and Hiro wanted me to ask you, because you have lots of demos, and the band is planning to release more new music in the coming months. Do you have a plan of how that's going to work, or is it kind of still like secretive things about new releases? Because I know today we have The Purge, but
yeah. You have The Purge and you're already asking for the new one.
Yep, but you know how they are. Everybody wants more, right?
Greedy people. No, the thing is that we don't have a plan, actually. Of course, we have a big schedule, like, but not an exact date. Like in a few months, we want to do maybe something again. Because what we feel like is living in the moment right now. We have that opportunity. We don't have to write a full album. And it feels like when we write a song, it should be something that feels right now. For like the previous song, like there was this you know, discussion in the Netherlands also about homophobia a lot, and so then you write a song like that, for instance, and then 2 months later it's on, you can bring it out, you can release it. And in the past we would write songs, and then 2 years later it might finally end up on an album. But that's not the way we're working this time. This was a plan already before COVID ever happened. It was like, we're just gonna write songs and release it whenever we want to, and when we feel like it. And also because we think that it will be more relevant to the time we're living in. And there's so much happening at this moment, and it inspires us a lot. So it's nice to be living in the moment, writing in the moment, and releasing songs that feel accurate in the moment that we're releasing it. So that's why we're doing it this way, and that's why there's no album yet. Also because we should have been on tour right now, and our previous album has only been released since 2019. So it's not that long ago for us normally, because normally we take 2 or 3 years to release an album, if not longer.
Yeah, and I was actually checking out some of your, well, I was looking through your Instagram page, and I realized that you guys have had quite a career so far, many, many years. Have you noticed that like social media has starting to change the way that you guys, like you just mentioned, you're releasing songs whenever you want now, as opposed to maybe like 5-10 years ago, things were kind of more slower. But I think people's attention spans, I mean, have you noticed? I mean,
it's so short.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the whole society with everything. You've got a new phone, 2 years later you have a new phone, but your old one is still working. So it's the consuming society. That's, yeah, and it's the same with music, exactly. Although what I do think is really nice about this one, and I didn't realize it until today, that actually, because of the fact that last night our song came on 12 o'clock, it was released worldwide.
Yeah, The Purge.
And yeah, The Purge. And the thing was that there was a lot of fans waiting, you know, staying up late to hear the new song. And the funny thing about it is that I realized that it's actually not that much different from how it used to be. Like when I was buying a new single, I was really happy, like, oh my God, tomorrow I can go to the record store and buy my single. Yeah. And it's now the same, because there's no album. They have to go for every single and wait what it's going to be, because they're not going to hear anything until the next single. And eventually there will be an album, but that's going to take a while.
Yeah, I guess in a way it's a little bit safer because now you can wait in the comfort of your own home and
Yeah,
just stay up late as opposed to sleeping in line at 2 in the morning when it's raining out, waiting for the new whatever album you're waiting for to come out. But
yeah,
that's an interesting way to put it. Um, and it's good. It's good to see that people are super excited and interested, that they want to stay up and
yeah.
they want
That's
to
true.
hear the song.
Yeah,
And
that's the
that's why
big.
it's really important to have you come on today because, again, we're just trying to support rock and roll bands, metal bands, because right now is a tough time for everybody, and everybody needs to know that yes, they're still there, they're still working behind the scenes, they're still working
Yeah,
hard. There's many more things we can do besides performing live, although
totally.
the
Yeah,
the
totally.
end goal is to get back out on the road, though, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
see everyone and have that interaction back again, hopefully, and as much as possible as it used to. But yeah, yeah, I'm missing it so much, like everyone else, and everybody's saying it also, like this hunger for being together and enjoying life. And I think I will appreciate it more than ever before, because sometimes when you've been on the road for such a long time as we have, and a lot of bands like us, is that it's not like every show is just a show. That's not true at all. But it's more like you do take it for granted a little bit that you can play whenever you want to play and in front of a crowd. And now I'm gonna look at it, experience it more like in the beginning, I think, with even more enthusiasm. I'm really enjoying it when I play live, but I will enjoy it even more because I appreciate it now better. And I think the same is going to go for the ones who visit our shows and any show, because you take it for granted, like, oh, I can go to any show I want to any night of the week. But in the
What
future,
are
yeah, yeah,
What are your
it's
thoughts? Like when you know that you have a show booked and it's confirmed and you're about to play, I mean, are you going to be like, when Taria, she was just on and she said that she feels like she's going to be so nervous that when she hits the stage for the first time, she's going to break all of her bones and just rock out and just go crazy because she just misses the stage. How do you and the band feel about getting back to the stage? How excited are you guys?
well, probably just like excited, but I'm a bit, personally, I'm a bit schizophrenic in that way, because I love the stage, I love singing, I love performing, I love the interaction. But at the same time, I hate it. I hate the attention in the limelight, because that's not the kind of person I am. So it's for me always, when I go on stage, I die 1,000 times before I have sang at least one note. But when I've done one song, I'm gonna go crazy, as Tarja is going to be crazy, because then I can let go of all my, well, my tenseness and everything. So I will be more relaxed after one song. But before that, I'm gonna be like a diva, totally over everyone. So I'm not gonna be a nice person. I know for myself, I want to be, but I'm not gonna be, because I'm gonna
Oh
be so
boy.
nervous.
Look out, everybody.
There we
So
have Sharon Zilla.
Of course, you're quite the busy gal, and I'm sure you have so many more interviews ahead of you. We should wrap the stream up soon, but I had a couple more questions to go through, if you
Of
don't
course,
mind.
no
Um,
problem.
and and before we get into this question, I noticed that this is from one of your, I guess, like people create these fan pages on
Hmm.
Instagram. And
Yeah.
same thing I asked Taria. I said, and I'm going to ask you, how do you feel about all? Because I've noticed you have quite a quite a large following and so many different cool fan pages. How do you feel about those fan pages? What are your thoughts about those?
Well, I think they're very important, especially to spread the word when you have new news, and it keeps also the fans connected to each other. And I think that's a beautiful thing, because I think that sometimes I forget always, it's like how many people get to know each other through songs and through music and concerts, especially. So they get to a show and they are waiting in line, and a few years later they're still in contact through these forums and everything and these sites. And so I think that's it has also now maybe for all these friends who they became eventually a very social side effect, that they will support each other through these times of not seeing each other and not being able to go where they want to go. You see a lot of really ties friendships, and that's really beautiful because I see the pictures of people just joining up together, like group pictures, like, hey, we're here again. And some of them I know by name, every one of them, because they're always the ones also outside of the gate waiting before you leave. And
That's
we have
beautiful.
yeah, and we have the nicest conversations about music and their life. I know some of them, their problems they have and the things they face in life, and so it's more than just a show.
Yeah, and that's why music is so important in many ways, not just for listening, but it can touch people and inspire people and make people, you know, right now in Finland, it's November and it's very dark and
Yes.
depressing. And right now we need music more than ever to try to lift up
Yeah.
our spirits. And of course, we
Yeah.
need to listen to The Purge and listen to Within Temptation. And
I
of
hope it
course,
will
all,
bring some light.
yeah, yeah, and all the other bands too. Now, this one here, I guess it's a question that they have from one of your fan pages, but they're saying now that we've heard some of the singles that are out already, should we, how should we expect the rest of the album to sound? Is it going to be like on the similar red line, or do you have some surprises maybe from different types of sounding songs?
If the next song is gonna be the one that I think it's gonna be, then you're up for a big surprise. It's gonna be a very different song than the first two. And but I'm not gonna say more because we're not definite yet which one is gonna be the next one. We have a few songs in demo phase that we still need to record, but I can't wait for you to hear the next one already. Let me say that. But we wanted to have a certain build up because we had a little bit of a crazy song. Entertain You is not the ordinary with invitation song. This song is a little bit more traditional, I think, and what people know us of. The Purge, I mean. And the next one is going to be a bit different again, but a really good one. And also one of my favorites. So, yeah.
And here they ask something about the face filter like you used in the Entertain You one. I guess you use like some sort of a filter in the video or some sort of face filter.
Well, they did to make well, there was one person who had a really crazy smile, and the mouth
Uh-huh.
became wider and wider. But the makeup is real, actually. It is really that, but they did tweak it a little bit. But it is really like this totally Joker kind of face, and
Yeah.
so a bit of me and a bit of magic.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the Soundgarden Black Hole Sun with that big
Yeah,
weird creepy smile, you know. Um,
yeah,
did,
totally. Yeah, yeah. I love that
did you?
video, by the way.
Yeah, me too. Did you ever experience what you sang in The Purge? Asks one of the fans.
You mean the lyrics of the Purge?
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I think we all have in life a certain point that you reach, that you are searching for a way to deal with the choices you make in life. And I think that's also a very healthy way to look back on your life because, you know, everybody's always in a roller coaster. And it's good to stand still, and I think that's also why a lot of people can relate to it now. Maybe also because the whole world has been stopped at the same time. The whole roller coaster has stopped for everyone. So I think there's a lot of soul searching going on out there. And also for me, again, it's like looking again: how do we live life? What kind of choice do I make? How do I want to leave this world behind me? And what kind of the choices that I made also had impact on people around me that I love. And sometimes I realize that the choices I've made also personally has not always been the best choice for other people around me. And that's something that I have to deal with. And that's also what, you know, the song is about. It's about the fact that you are meant, you know, you're searching emotionally to deal with that kind of big choices and the after effect of those choices.
And I guess who they're asking who wrote the lyrics behind this song. I guess you wrote the lyrics to this as
I
well.
wrote it together with Robert. Robert and I did.
Okay. Oh yeah. One other thing, of course. Can you name the other members of the band? Just because I think everybody should know all the names of everybody. If
Of
that's okay.
course, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
We have Jeroen. He's the bass player. He's in the back.
Yeah, and
He's
I'm
just
sorry
sitting.
I'm covering people on Instagram. It's hard to fix my picture, but I do
Yeah,
my
and then
best.
next to me is Stefan Helleblad on this picture. He's from Sweden, actually. He's been in the band for a few years now already. Everybody knows him. Well, He's very present on stage, rocking like hell, just like
Okay.
you. And then you have beside him, there's Martijn, our maestro, behind the keys. And then we have got another guitar player, and he's Ruud Jolie. He's from the Netherlands, and he's like a beast as well. But then we have Mike, and he's the monster, you know, from
The drummer.
the drummer. Yes, but he's like a madman. He's amazing as well. Again, let me see where he is. He's just behind you.
Yeah, of course he
No,
is. You know.
no. He's on the other side of me. He's
Okay.
I think so, because the picture is a little bit small, and I don't have my glasses on.
Yeah.
So.
But
But yeah, I've got a cool band. They're all very cool people, really nice and totally into the music and going for it on stage. And
yeah,
I miss them very much. But I saw them just this week, also because we made a new video. There's a new video coming also for the Purge. But the thing is, we had to have these Corona rules, of course. So when one came out, the other had to leave again because there were otherwise too many people in the building. So it's like, hi, bye. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, but we do talk through app and everything, and sometimes we call. So
are you guys? I guess you're filming that in your country, in the Netherlands, probably.
yeah, we are.
Right?
Yes, yeah, and but Stefan was recorded in Gotland, in Sweden. There's an island before Stockholm, where he used to live. So
It's really great. You talk about these women singers of rock, and I see two right now: Unicorn Princess and Veronica from Break Me Down. Two female front singers watching the stream right now, and so many more. And I think, you know, I've noticed, Sharon, that there are a lot more female, not just front singers, but I mean, I right now I'm playing with a fantastic Alice from Italy. She's an amazing bass player. It's like, I think girls are really a lot more prevalent in music. And I guess maybe that'll be the last thing that we talk about before we wrap it up. But how do you feel? Do you think that you've noticed that it's not that women haven't been in music, because they've been in music for years, but I feel like they're starting to play every role in music a lot more.
Yeah, I think every time a girl sees sees another girl behind the drums, behind the bass, behind the microphone, whatever. Like I saw Sheila E, you know, but also like Candy Dulfer. She played like the saxophone in the Netherlands. She was huge in the Netherlands, but also of course she played with Prince, and especially her, because I was 13, I think, at the time, and you know, seeing Prince being surrounded by so many ladies behind, you know, with instruments, that was like and for me, you know, people always say, why did you choose metal? I don't think I chose metal. Metal chose me, but it's so it's in a way it's like, you know, it's a natural choice that you go for a certain music because that's what you love. And for me, it was never a no-go to be in a metal band. It was never strange to me, because I was always surrounded by metal. I never saw the difference between men or women somehow. Maybe also because I love music in general, and I saw so many variety of music, and I listened to so many different kinds of music, and there were always women, you know, if it was country or it was blues or you know, alternative music like Prince. I was always seeing women. I didn't see the difference between the music, but eventually, of course, I chose for more heavy music because that was where my heart was lying. And yeah, it was only because people mentioned, like, that's strange. You are a girl. You're in a metal band, and I didn't realize that was a big thing or anything, because it was for me very natural to just to go with the guys and be part, like, and just like them, of the band, and never saw any difference in that. But it's really what I do, because of the fact that there was apparently this difference for a lot of people, I'm really happy to see that the amount of women growing in the music scene, playing instruments, singing, doing heavy stuff as well, of any kind of music they want to, is like the best thing ever. Because I do think the more you see ladies play, there will be more ladies in metal and every kind of music, and I think that's a good thing. That's the way it should be, equal everywhere in anything. So yeah.
Personally, I know for me, playing with women, it's so like you said, it doesn't make a difference the gender, but it's just the musicianship, and there's amazing women drummers and bass players and guitar players, and to me, if somebody's amazing and as you know, being in a band, you need to be a good person, because it's not easy to be on a tour bus for
No,
day after
no,
day
that's
with people
true.
that are
Yeah,
miserable. Yeah. So
yeah.
it's all about the people, and it just, yeah, I don't know. I'm really happy to see that, and I'm really happy that you came on today, and I really appreciate your time. Everybody appreciates the fact that you are kicking ass. You're out here, you're doing the live streams, you're putting in your determination and your drive for the passion of metal and rock and roll. And I think all the up and coming bands watching this should see this and do the same thing, and get out there and get on live streams and keep making music. Don't throw the
Totally.
towel in. Yeah.
No, no. Come on, girls. Come on, guys. Go out
Totally.
there and go for it.
So the
People are waiting
Purge,
for you.
the Purge, is there anything that you want to say before we end the stream about the Purge, or people where they can check it out? I guess, I mean, obviously they can see it pretty much everywhere, but what are
Yeah.
your last words for the stream?
Of course, well, they can check out the new song on all the music platforms. It's everywhere. And I really hope that everybody's safe, and I really hope to be able to play again. I've just heard today, actually, there's going to be a vaccine already in the Netherlands from January, February, that the people are going to get a vaccine. And so I'm hopeful that the tour will continue eventually, or will start eventually. And I can't wait to see you guys on the road, and hopefully you too. I hope the best for your band as well, that you can kick ass again very soon. And,
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. And, you know, I hope we continue this relationship, and hopefully we'll do another live stream to talk about your upcoming videos and whatever else, maybe in a few months or something like that would be
well,
fantastic.
in a few weeks, there will be a new video. If you want to talk then, I'm up
Of
for
course
it.
I do. Of course I do. I had a great time today, and I really appreciate it
Okay.
again for your time. So let's end the stream here. What I normally
Okay,
say
thank
at the end of every stream is I will see you on the next stream, rock and roll. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Cheerio.